tell me about your outfits. I mean, did you design your own outfits, all of you? And tell me what each outfit means. And I'll start with you, Ace.
Well,
that means a cucumber.
I think this outfit is self-explanatory. I mean, you know, this is part of a kind of a V shape. This is my utility belt, and we don't want to go any below than my waist area because that's reserved for concert players. Yeah.
I understand that. But, and after it's all over, they say, this is what we paid for.
And that's why they always feel short. I stole this from Flash Gordon, and, you know, I have my cape. Yeah.
But you're kind of like a spaceman, huh?
No, actually, I'm a plumber. On the side. No.
Well, listen, I got a little piece of pipe backstage I'd like to have you work on.
Tell me about it. Oh, you love it, but I like that.
You old sweet talker, you.
Oh, we're going to have a fun one today, Jeff.
Yep.
Welcome to the show, everyone. This is the Rhythm Section of Memphis Music Podcast and produced by SRP Studios Podcasting, srpstudiosllc.com.
Catching new episodes every Tuesday morning on Apple and Spotify, 6 p.m. Central on YouTube and Facebook, and 7:30 p.m. on radio-memphis.com.
And please visit therhythmsectionpod.com and follow us for all our channel links and episodes. Wow, we got a good one today, everyone. We're going to get right to it. Actually, first, let's do the tease. Okay. We got to do a tease here. This week, we have CJ and Kyla Williams from Saturday Sunset. More on them after the ad break. And next week, we have David Griffin Audio, and the Shakers. Looking forward to that one as well. But joining us today, living legends, Jimmy Fulp, Paul Moreau, everybody.
Yeah.
If you haven't figured it out yet, we're here to talk about Kiss and KISSTORY.
I thought it was we're previewing WrestleMania. Oh, that's the other game.
Jey Uso goes over. No, I think Punk's gonna win tonight.
Yeah.
Anyways, but welcome to the show, y'all.
Good to be here.
Man.
Happy to be back.
I'm glad this worked out today. Unfortunately, had to wait an hour because there was 5-year-olds playing the drums next door. Oops, my bad.
Not me and Jeff. It's actually a 5-year-old.
That's right.
Yeah, we're 7.
Right.
It sounded a lot better. But we thought it'd be awesome to have you all in, and let's talk about the Kiss show. It was epic. Second annual, right? Second year.
Correct.
Hopefully there'll be more coming up. But let's talk about the players, and we want to show, spotlight all the people behind what made it so epic. There's 29 musicians, so it's going to be, we're going to mention and thank everyone, but it's going to be a lot to cover. But Paul, I reached out to you first and see if you wanted to come in, and you said absolutely. So thanks for being here. You are, a big part of this, obviously. The wrangling of all the cats and the scheduling and the song list and everything. And I knew this last year, but this year, thanks to you and thank you for letting me be a part of it, I got to see the behind the scenes at a deeper level. And I wouldn't want that job, man. So good job, dude.
Thank you. It's a lot. I know you reached out to Thomas Halfacre.
Yes.
I think initially, and I think he communicated because of his current medical situation.
Yes.
He wasn't able to be on. We absolutely would have.
He wanted to do it. He's just not feeling well. So we're praying for you, Thomas. He gave us some names, too, that we want to include here.
Good.
But let's start with Thomas because let's talk about the show. By now, I'm throwing pictures up. I'm scouring Facebook after this recording to find out.
And that's what he's responsible for, is all the visual.
Yeah, and the
that
sound.
You see, and the sound.
Yeah.
Which is, this thing is, the production value is unbelievable, and it looked and sounded amazing.
So how did this one start? Did Thomas come to you and say, hey, we're doing this again?
Yeah, so we did the first one, and then at the time, he was like, that's it. There was only one of these.
Right,
it was the 50th anniversary. We did it on the day. Done. And I was like, okay, thinking he'd probably come back around. And so, yeah, I don't know. It was probably 4 months ago, somewhere in that, he was like, hey, do you want to do it again? And I said, hell yeah.
Yeah. And then, and after interviewing Thomas, we know that he only when he knows it's going to happen, that's when he mentions it to you, because he knows you're just going to then spitfire and go. Yeah. So 4 months.
I think so.
Where you got the green light to go to show day. Well,
that sounds about right.
That's a long time. That's a lot of prep right there.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes in, but like you're saying, I mean, to me, Thomas is really the foundational heartbeat of this whole thing, and what he pulls off, particularly given some challenges right now swirling around his life, it's exceptional.
Yeah, no one worked harder.
No one worked harder,
and dealing with what he's dealing with.
No one stayed up all night, literally. Yeah. And things like that. We don't need to go into the details, but some behind the scenes things happened that really put huge roadblocks in front of him. He knocked every one of them down and delivered an amazing show.
It was a great night. It was fantastic. It sounded great. Yeah, visually, you've seen pictures. That KISS sign is so classic to have that up there.
Love it.
And there was a drum riser, but it didn't elevate.
Yeah.
Because I think
I screwed that up last year. So.
Yeah,
that's Jimmy Fulp.
Jimmy broke it. Sorry.
You added to the show last year.
Yeah.
Explain what happened.
Well, so
it was on hydraulics.
Ronnie Knight, who I want to mention him too. He was going to be involved this year again, and it's his drum set. He and I kind of split house band duties last year, and we were going to do the same thing this year. He had to have a hip replacement surgery. So, he was out. He was still there. It was great. He was there walking around. So, Ronnie.
He's coming in here very soon for an interview.
Yes, he is booked.
Great. So, last year, Ronnie's playing Black Diamond. I was singing it up front, and I was supposed to go back, hit the switch. And Thomas said, you'll see it lock in, right? It'll kind of move and it'll lock in. Well, I saw it move, but it was just because Ronnie was beating the hell out of him, right? So I stop it, and then it gets like this.
All sideways.
Spinal,
not this year.
Lots of Spinal Tap moments involved.
Yeah. But the show moved smoothly, though. I mean, 30-plus songs.
Yeah.
And the show started at 7, ended, 9:45?
Yeah, 9:45-ish.
It was just one after another, and so many changes, but it went smooth.
Yep. And I know we're going to talk about people, but, a lot of that, because I organize it and suggest, hey, let's, so everybody knows which way to go. But it's really a testament to all those musicians, the fact that the quality of play and just the entire show. You just got so many people that are so great, know what to do. They get in there, they do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing when you think about it, how fast all that stuff moved with as many. We had a lot more people involved this year than last year too.
Yeah, so 29. So before we get to the players, Thomas sent us some names he absolutely wanted mentioned. Erin Harrell, she was the one running around with him all night for sound check, show night, the whole thing. Right. His daughter, Megan Archer. So she was there as well for all the loading, in, out, setup, the whole deal.
Yep.
Chad Lyle also helped during the show.
Yep, that's Keith's son. And Chad, I met him when we were doing the Tommy Awards, and he ended up virtually taking over a lot of the audio visual. Just
so he was
fantastic
on top of that.
Job. Yeah,
awesome,
great.
And then Melanie Pierce, I wasn't aware, helped Thomas with some images for the sign. So thank you to all of you for making that stuff happen behind the scenes. And then, as mentioned, Mr. Paul Moreau, I get you here as cat wrangler. Yeah, man. God, I can't imagine what that's like to pull together all these musicians and everything. But you're a good spreadsheet person, man. I love a good spreadsheet. Well, what's that experience like for you? As far as dialing in the songs, do you choose the songs? Or do you talk to singers and what they want to do?
Yeah, basically. So year one, we wanted to focus it really on the classic makeup era. So we basically asked, hey, pick whatever you want. And then we would have people start posting their picks so that we didn't have any duplicates as well. So almost all of last year's was nothing but, what album would that be through?
Dynasty. I think.
Okay.
Well, no, we did Creatures too. We did
Well,
up to
that
Creatures.
was really the one exception.
Yeah.
So really, Dynasty would be
the first few,
Yeah.
classic early albums.
Yeah.
Like the first.
Yeah.
See, whether it was 6, 2 live records, and Dynasty.
Yeah. Okay. And then this year we said let's open it up to kind of whatever people want to do across the board.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking earlier. Jimmy was saying we did have a good dose of the '80s stuff
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
It's on fire and lick it up.
Yeah, and let's put the X in sex.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's post makeup, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that's Sean Few on there. But yeah, I have the spreadsheet of all the songs, like more songs, like I don't know, New York Groove, Rock Bottom, Domino, She, I Was Made for Loving You. I got to do Room Service. What a fun ass song that is.
It's great.
With Mr. Alan Bone on drums. But all right, well let's spitfire the players here. So of course Paul, you and Seth were, and Jimmy were sort of the core, right?
Yeah.
And played the most, and then you give up your spots here and there.
And I would like to give some props to Seth because he's an amazing guitar player. You guys know that. But in addition, he is a machine. Meaning, like last year, he'd probably heard possibly none of these songs before, maybe one or two. And this guy, he gets in there and he learns this stuff and just kills it.
Yeah.
And he remembers it all. I've never been able to do that.
Yeah.
Not even when I was 16.
Yeah, my memory is what I consider my weakest link, is just the memory part.
Yeah, I mean, stuff that I play regularly, it sinks in eventually, but doing stuff once a year, I'm like, I don't remember how the breakdown solo in Detroit Rock City goes. Are you kidding me? Whereas Seth's just like,
yeah, he's awesome.
great job, Seth.
So then, Jimmy, like you mentioned, this year, because Ronnie was out, you probably did the lion's share.
Gosh. Yeah, I need to go back through and count. I don't.
Yeah.
Seth was on. I think
21. He
21
told me
songs.
21.
You're probably on more.
Yeah. Might be.
And then you sang up front on one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably about
So-
25. Jimmy did.
I will say, so then when talking drums, it was an audible on rehearsal night when Kevin Page jumped on the drums for Strutter. Awesome. And I was the bass player on that song too. So I got to jam with Alan Bone and Kevin Page, and then did a song with you on drums, Jimmy. But if you didn't know, Kevin Page is a fucking great drummer too.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Go back and watch his episode of this podcast. He probably told us, and we just don't remember.
you know us. But then Kevin Page proper went up with his songs that he sang, and he's just full of energy. And then when he plays, he always has Patrick O'Daniel on bass with him, right? Good guy. I got to meet him for the first time.
Great player. I've been friends with him since I was 17.
Nice.
I think.
Yeah.
With Patrick. Yeah. And Kevin, if you don't know, is a monster Kiss fan.
Yeah.
Monster. He's got about I think it's a 40-minute or so YouTube where he tells these brush with greatness type of stories that during his career, earlier MTV days, he met some of those guys. Just all the stuff that happened.
Yeah.
You've seen it, right?
It's great.
It's awesome.
Gene
So-
probably charged him money. For something.
Probably. So anybody watching, if you haven't seen that, just YouTube Kevin Page, find his page and you'll find it.
It's great.
Yep.
So then now I'm just going to the top of the list. Josh Haynes. He did a couple songs.
Great as always.
Yep, always.
Creatures.
Jeff,
He did
Creatures.
Creatures. What's the other one he did?
I mean, I have it.
Heaven's on Fire.
Yeah, Heaven's on Fire. That's right.
And then Jeff Adams.
Oh, yeah.
He did 3 songs, I believe. He did where are we at?
I Want
here?
You.
Oh, Tears Are Falling and I Love
And
It Loud.
Yeah, Tears Are Falling. I Love It Loud. So yeah.
and I Want You.
And Jeff is a monster Kiss fan too, and so he, so brings it every time. Just gets 100% into it with the costuming and
he did a
everything
split
else.
makeup, right?
Yeah.
Was he Paul and, and Gene, or Paul and Ace? Paul and Gene.
Yeah, Paul and Gene. Hilarious.
Scott Sudbury.
Yep.
He did a couple songs. He
Always
did
great.
I Stole Your Love and Lick It Up. Sarah Spain. So, did you have any female-led songs last year?
We did just a couple.
Oh,
so Jess from Seeing
Jess,
Red.
Seeing Red, yep.
Yeah, and then this year, Sarah, I believe, had told Thomas way back, hey, I would like to be involved in that next year. I was like, of course, you know.
Yeah, and it was awesome. She said, and she did and I Was Made for Loving You, which really fit her voice.
Fantastic. And that was with Robert
Alan Parker.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
Let's talk Robert. He put on a show. He was wireless, and before you know it, he's out standing on a chair on the floor.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He
Robert.
gets into it. Nice guy, great player.
Yeah.
Killer.
Fantastic.
Some asshole, Derrick Machad, got up there after a few songs.
Derrick did a great job. And it was one of those things where, hey, Derrick, we've had some changes.
Yeah.
Will you play on this one song? Yeah, sure. Okay, this one too. Okay, now do these other ones too. Well, so thanks for being a trooper. But
absolutely, and I'll tie this in with Sean Few because originally I had Got to Choose and Room Service with Alan Bone on drums and vocals, and then we were at Jimmy's house Sunday night watching some baseball, and the greats Melanie Pierce and LaShawn Robinson. And we'll talk more about them because they did a bunch of other songs. But they were brought in to do some backup vocals. Well, Sean couldn't make rehearsal. So Paul, in Paul's way, was like, man, I wish I knew a bass player that could help us out. And I was like, dude, I'll help you out. So I learned with Strutter and Let's Put the X in Sex just for rehearsal. And then it went well. I was like, Paul, maybe you can let's try to charm Sean to let me do the bass on that. And Sean, thank you for giving me and creating room for me. He then just played the guitar and he let me come up there. So I got to play with the full band. And then those two songs, Strutter and Let's Put the X in Sex, also involved a 3-piece horn section.
Yes.
Right?
Loved it.
So we had Tom Slagle on sax, Scott Thompson on trumpet, and Sean's older brother, Todd Few, on trombone.
Yep.
How cool is that?
And Scott, of course, Tom plays in both Rock the Boat and Thump Daddy with me. And Tom is an excellent musician and extremely organized. And he did charts for those horns, meaning he took the two songs and then came up with a three-part piece for them to, fit into the song. And I thought it sounded amazing.
It was great.
Yeah.
And unique, right?
Yeah.
Totally unique to have a 3-piece horn section for a KISS show.
I've never seen it. I mean, they did their orchestra thing, but and then the other comment is so Scott used to play with Kevin Page for years. I don't know if you know that. Kevin used to call his band Kevin Page and the Amazing Flea Circus, I believe, and he had 2 horn guys all the time. Mm-hmm. With whatever music they were doing, which some of his music and some cover songs and things like that. I just thought it was so cool the way they did that. So Scott was one of those 2 guys.
And then Todd, I didn't know Sean had an older brother that played trombone.
I didn't either.
Were you aware of that, Jimmy?
Yeah. Sean, Black 59 back in the day in the early 90s when they recorded that a song with a horn section. It was
very cool.
Sean's brother.
Very cool.
Yeah. So thanks to all those guys for getting involved because that was one of those things where they did an awful lot of work, especially Tom, to be up there for 10 minutes kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, notated the whole thing for everybody. That's awesome, but it sounded great. So right out of the gate, the show starts with a big band. And so the 3-piece horn section, stage left, stage right, to go back to Melanie and LaShawn, if anyone that doesn't know. They're Elevation Memphis, the Elevation Memphis Tina Turner Tribute Experience. They have now been invited to play with, they played with or sang backup for Play Some Skinnerd. And then Sean reached out to them to be a part of this. So they were so grateful for that, to have that opportunity to come up there and sing some backup with Sean. It was great. So
I've been a fan of them for a long time. And they're both great lead singers in their own right.
And the horn section, they do their own rehearsal on the side. So when they're coming in together, they know what they're bringing as far as what parts they're going to do together. Mm-hmm. So they show up. They're not notating, obviously, but they're a team, just like a horn section would be.
That's right. I did want to mention that. They came up with what they wanted to do in the background vocals. They weren't really mimicking the record. They were coming up with these. Yeah. I thought they were fantastic. I've got videos of both if anybody needs.
And then just one more time. For one, Sean Few, he did 100,000 Years later in the night, And that's, of course, when he came out with the makeup and the blood and the spitting and the drooling and the whole thing.
And he was like, how many people like to pay taxes? That was great. It was awesome.
Next on the list is Steve Roadhamel. Is that how you say it? But I want to save him for the end for obvious reasons, as you know. Bobby, so a family affair. You had Bobby Ireland, Matt Ireland, and Nick Ireland all up there together, along with Ken Houston and what's his name? Darren Brady. I'd never met Darren. This is the first time I got to meet him.
Good player.
And they did some great stuff. Let's see, where they did Cold Gin and Shout It Out Loud. I thought that was fantastic. And it's just cool to see. I'm sure for Bobby, it must be so awesome to have his two sons up there with him like that.
Yeah, he's proud. They're both great. And Matt, his younger son, the bass player, he's just dynamite. And I think he's about to graduate from Mississippi State. So, they had
another engineer, I believe, like him and Nick are into the engineering side of things.
But he had a band Under the Radar when they were, I don't know if y'all ever saw that, but they basically, and I was teasing him because I haven't seen him in quite a while. And, he remember being like this little kid almost to me, to like, who's this man with the mustache in here?
I didn't know who he was. I was like, who's this guy? Right. And I was like, oh crap, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, we had
such a good player.
We had the three guys in for an intro to help promote their reunion.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then we had them booked for a proper. And
I've been trying to get them. It's hard because they're all over the place. They're going to
two of them
school.
live in Nashville, and Matt is going to school down in Mississippi State.
Hopefully the planets will all align. At some point we'll have them back in here.
Mark Vines, a bass player I'm just starting to get to know more. He used to be with Aquanet. Now he's with Chasing Angels. That's how I've been getting to know him.
Yeah, Mark and I played in Aquanet together. That's how I met him.
Cool.
There's overlap. That's right, between you two, right? As far as you and Mark?
Yeah. We played it, and he played in it for a really, really long time. I played in it for a few years, but that's how I met him. And he's a major Kiss maniac too. Yeah. So I think it was because somebody bailed out. We needed another bass spot. And he similarly to you, went from one song to he ended up doing three, maybe three, four, something like that. Yeah. Killed it.
Good guy too. I mean, everyone's been cool. Of course, Alan Bone. Gosh, the funny story. So Alan comes up for song number 1 for us was Room Service. And before we start, Paul goes up to the drums. He's like, Alan, Boneyard, what else are you in? And he's like, well, I'm in Grand Theft Audio, 901 Rocks, and Every Mother's Nightmare. And I'm like, yeah, just a few. And Paul goes up to the mic. He's like, Alan Boneyard, and a bunch of other bands.
It was like 6 of them, I think.
Great introduction.
I was like, why did I ask?
That was great.
Yeah, Alan is absolutely amazing. I just saw him last night with Boneyard. Got to see him for the first time. Blew me away.
There's a reason why he's in so many bands. And he's sought after. And to play and sing and have a great voice like he does. It was and his makeup was great. Oh, yeah. It was a classic, cat makeup, right?
And now that you mentioned that, we got to mention Kelsey King.
Ooh. Thank you.
Everybody. Was it everybody? At least almost everybody on the stage who had makeup on, Kelsey King did that.
Yeah.
And she volunteers her time, and then she'll take donations. She turns around and gives them to the benefit.
Which please mention.
Yeah, which the cause this year was Irreverent Warriors, and it's a group that basically supports veterans with transition back to society, I guess you could say, because people know suicide rates are really high, and that I think that's kind of their primary focus. So
they make it very clear when they have that moment to speak at the show with a stat and how many have PTSD and have issues with suicide. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, they came up and it wasn't some long boring, people were like getting tears in their eyes and things like that.
Sure.
So that was. We did that close to the end. That was really
and
nice.
to see how appreciative they are of it. And it's a big fun rock show. They're having a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But anyway, to tie up on Kelsey, so she came on my radar because just being friends, she would do this makeup at Halloween time with these really killer face paintings. And so when we first started doing this sort of thing, I said, would you be willing to,
Yep.
Spent the whole day there.
Yeah.
Basically.
All day.
Yeah. So there were a lot of people that spent long hours.
Yeah, I mean, I showed up to the show an hour early, and pretty much everyone was already done up.
Yeah.
All ready to go, and she was still working on other people. And
she painted some of the. I don't know if you saw the Othman sisters. She painted most of theirs as well. So she did some of the people that were in the audience too.
It was awesome.
Nice.
Your friend, where is it? All right, we love you, Paul. Your friend Vanessa Sudbury from Rock the Boat went up and sang a song, and then Melanie and LaShawn came back up for that song. So she had them as backups as well.
Yeah.
What song did she do? Was it
Sure Know Something?
Sure Know Something.
And so Vanessa, I know she was on here fairly recently, but she's in Rock the Boat, and that's how I came to know her. And just so amazing of a singer. And, she's not really a rock and roller by background. I thought she knocked it out of the park.
That was great.
And I told her,
a great song for her to sing too.
Yeah, and the
backups.
Great
choice. Yeah,
I told her I'm going to turn you into a rocker yet. She's like, good.
And then we had a Play Rough reunion.
That's right.
How about that?
Play Rough's always down to play some Kiss songs.
Yeah.
So you got Kenny Miller, Raleigh Hartzell, and Phil Hartzell, and of course Jimmy Fulp. How did that come together? You didn't play Rough songs. You did 3 Kiss songs. But how did this come together?
When the date was set, I think I asked Paul, hey, do you mind if I ask the guys? We had another thing we needed to get together and record. And Kenny Miller, the bass player, lives other side of Nashville. So he was going to come in. So we just scheduled it around that show.
Yeah.
And he had already booked vacation that week. And he was like, yeah, I'm off. And
cool.
So, yeah. And we, that band, that's who we all cut our teeth on. So it was like.
And the last time y'all shared the stage together live was the Nita stage stop
thing.
Reunion. Yeah.
And then how long before that? It probably been a really long time, hadn't it?
Yeah.
Those theirs were great.
Mm-hmm. No, it was awesome.
Fantastic.
It's funny. I tell people, the 4 of us get in a room. It's a weird. You hear people say that, right? Oh man, we get in a room and it's just like it just happens,
right?
And it just does. It's weird. It's weird.
So much history there and everything.
Yeah.
And then so then Steve Rohde, right? So he jumps up earlier in the night with Domino.
And he'd never heard the song before.
Really?
I thought he did a great job.
I would have known that.
Yeah.
And I'll admit too, when you threw me my first couple songs, I was hearing them for the first time. Quickly realized how fun they are. But then he closes the night off with Rock and Roll All Night and smashes a guitar. And I want to learn about this guitar. Where did you find it?
So,
how much did you spend on this guitar just to smash it?
So here's we took it out of your garage. I guess you hadn't noticed. They're making fun of my laugh. Everybody.
So, but to paint the picture, it was everyone went up. I was shy. I didn't feel like going up for the last song and pretend I'm singing in front of a microphone.
I did notice that your melon head wasn't
up there.
Yeah,
I was just like hanging back. But pretty much everybody went up there and singing along.
Right.
And then there was an end where Jimmy's just still jamming. The band's just trash can, and you got Steve swinging that guitar around. Swinging and tempting the audience, pointing to the stage. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he kind of fakes it, but that's when the explosion goes off and this confetti just blasting everywhere and everything. And then finally we get the payoff. And then Steve just winds right up and just first hit, that thing shattered into pieces.
It exploded.
Yes.
That was Thomas's idea to do that. And the way Steve did it, Paul Stanley always did it. Basically, what you saw was exactly
the swinging.
Even the number of times, the whole deal.
Yeah.
But Thomas had the idea, and then I don't know exactly what he paid for it. My understanding is he bought. It's probably like a China replica of an Iceman, So I don't know what it cost. Probably.
Thank you for mentioning that. That's a specific guitar specific to Paul Stanley.
Yeah. Paul had this trademark guitar that he used to play, and it's 100% associated with him. Like just as much as Eddie Van Halen's Frankenstein is associated with him.
Sean Few was also playing a guitar that I recognized from Kiss.
Yeah. That was an Iceman too.
Okay.
And
Not the one
Different
smashed.
Right. No, Sean's did not get smashed.
Well, and Ronnie Knight won through this auction, and Jimmy was joking about we should have tried to make it look like we accidentally smashed Ronnie's guitar.
Oops.
paint it like Ronnie.
That would have been great.
Sorry you couldn't do it tonight, Ronnie.
But thanks for the donation.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what he paid for it. Probably maybe a couple $100, which is really nice.
Worth every penny, though, right? For that
No, I
moment.
thought it turned out great. That was one of the highlights of the whole night.
And it
to
looks
me.
like, is he going to make like a shadow box?
Yeah.
So after everyone went backstage and the guitar was laid on like a black piece of cardboard, everyone signed it with a silver marker. So is he going to put that in glass? That's going to be so cool.
Put it up on the wall at Lafayette.
In Lafayette.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very
Isn't that
cool.
awesome?
Yeah.
There's a couple other people I'd like to mention real quick too.
Yes,
if we have
please.
time.
Go.
So one is Mr. Joe Smith.
That's right.
He performed MC duties such as the "All right, Memphis" at the beginning, and then and he and I talked about it some. He said, "Well, I don't want to go up because there's so many people and be." I said, "No, just pick different points."
Yeah.
Because I just want to make sure not everybody in that building knows who everybody is, and people deserve some acknowledgement. So that was the idea, and he did a smooth and awesome job on that. I always pick on him for emceeing if it's something I'm doing because he's just a natural.
Yeah.
And then the other is Heather Files. So Heather is the new general manager at Lafayette's. And you know how there's been a big turnover in the leadership at Lafayette's.
Yep.
And so I'm very dear friends with Cindy Wilson. I'm really good friends with Julian, and then it all changed and I was like, I don't really know her. So, but she was nothing but 100% supportive, accommodating, fast, good decisions.
On board with the
everything.
whole thing.
Yeah, because that's what people do. I mean, there's just a lot of pieces to all this. And I'm now thinking about the ticketing, the setup, the band people want seats. It gets really complicated.
And
so
Lafayette's closed down on Tuesday.
Lafayette's literally.
They closed down a whole day of business so the thing could be set up.
It's actually even bigger than that because right now Lafayette's isn't typically open on Tuesdays, but they had crossed wires and they had booked out the event as a private event, meaning someone was paying Lafayette's to have the venue that night. A lot.
Yeah.
They canceled it to defer to the event to allow Thomas for more setup time.
Well, bravo for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Heather, thank you so much, and it's been so great to get to know her.
Because this KISS show is not a throw and go situation here. No. Not at all. Not even close.
Yep. That's
All right.
Well, cool, man.
Well, look, just going back, did you mention Patrick O'Daniel?
yes.
Okay.
Well, probably not enough.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
I tied him in with Kevin Page, but no, he's a huge fan of KISS.
Okay.
Yeah,
Patrick, Kevin is a huge.
but Patrick O'Daniel is
Yeah, I
what you said.
just wanted to make
Yes.
sure. I didn't really,
Yeah. Well, let me
I may
mention-
have squirreled while you were.
No, I've been crossing him off.
Let me
as we
mention
go.
a little more if I could. So he played on the Kevin Page, but he played on several others too.
A lot
of them.
A lot of songs.
And Patrick is what I call a real bass player, meaning all my favorite bass players typically weren't. Sometimes people, it's fine, transition from guitar, but to me, the best bass players I know never even really play guitar. Patrick's one of those guys. He's a bass player. Jeff Adams is one of those guys. So he's an incredible friend and wonderful player.
Cool.
So thanks for bringing it back.
Yeah, for sure. God, I mean, it was such an epic night. Again, thanks for inviting me in. Like that meant a lot. That meant a lot for me to be a part of that. And thanks for not including Jeff.
Yeah, I was about to say if we do it again, we'll think about it.
Yeah,
we'll think
I wasn't going
about
to bring anything up. I'm not bitter.
Apparently.
No, but
No, look, everybody did such a great job. Fantastic. Thomas, can't say enough about you and what you did. And all you guys, everybody mentioned here, it doesn't happen without you, and that's what this whole community is about.
and for so long, just being a fly on the wall, on just watching this community work, just on Facebook or whatever it may be, getting to know you all as deeply as I have over the last few years has been great, humbling, and to see how you guys pull together for things and put on shows like this, and going back to the Stage Stop deal, and I never went to a Tommy Award show, but I know you did that for 2 years. I'm sure it was a similar in a lot of ways of
Very
just
similar.
insane amount of organization
similar.
and prep and just it's remarkable. And I hope y'all do more. I think it's great for this community. Yeah. And someone needs to do it. And Paul, it just seems like you're the craziest motherfucker out there to want to take this on. But I appreciate you for doing it.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, most everyone is very flexible and accommodating and understanding. So I appreciate everybody doing that because stuff. I'm talking about the behind the scenes stuff. Stuff doesn't always go as planned. That's just the way it is.
You got to roll with the punches.
Yeah.
You got to roll with the punches.
Jimmy, next year I'd like to see you as Eric Carr.
All right.
That'd be great.
Makeup.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
That would be great.
That's cool.
Throwing that big wig.
I did mention, so I sweat really bad, as you guys know. So it would have just been a mess.
Right.
But I wanted to do half Peter, half Eric.
Yeah.
I thought that.
Do you think the makeup would run off?
Oh,
Bad. Yeah, if you ever go to see Jimmy play at Area 51 after a set and you want to give him a bro hug, like handshake, wrap around the arm around the back, your arm is going to get wet.
He changes shirts.
It's going to be like,
I do. I try to be respectful and change shirts. Always warn people, hey, I got to go change my shirt. Hold on.
All right, let's take care of some business, shall we?
Yep.
Here. All right. Before we wrap things up, let's talk about some of these beautiful sponsors here. Yes, everyone clap along. Yeah, there we go.
Clap your hands. Clap.
All right,
Clap.
are you looking for the best live music in Memphis? Steve Owens and the Musicians Booking Agency connect top bands with the hottest venues in town. Whether you're a band looking for gigs or a venue needing incredible talent, the Musicians Booking Agency has you covered.
Stay in the loop. Follow on Facebook at the Musicians Booking Agency for updates on upcoming shows and new artists. Memphis music starts here. Do not miss out.
Contact Steve Owens at 901-870-6846. Kick it off, Jeff.
Shows for this week. We got Wednesday, April 23rd, Midnight Train at Sidecar South Haven.
Friday, April 25th, Generation X at Sidecar Memphis, and Big Wheel at Rock House Collierville, which is a different name now. It's the New Orleans.
I forgot what it's called.
Something
Orleans
like that.
in the Ville or something.
New Orleans
there
in
you
the
go.
Ville. Yeah, there it is.
Good job. Saturday, April 26th, Midnight Train at 10th Inning. Jay Jones at Woodchucks. 5 for the Kill at Hadley's. Kendall Jack's birthday party. Your mom's new boyfriend at Madison Tavern. I love Kendall.
Yeah.
She supports so many bands. She's always at Gen X shows. So happy birthday, Kendall.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
and her husband too, right?
Yeah,
Evan?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Evan.
Yeah, they're great.
Yep.
And Steve told me that she's a big reason why 5 for the Kill broke into Neil's and has broken into some rooms and stuff. Looking ahead, there's some dates here that we're going to be pushing over time. So Sunday, May 25th is the Sunday Originals at Rooster's Blues House on Highland, 6 to 9 p.m. 3 bands for opening night. 5 for the Kill, the half of it, and Hayden Hunter and the Yearly Trials. And then looking way ahead, Saturday, June 5th, 4th of July Blowout at Growlers.
Yep.
Doors open at 7, show starts at 8, $20 tickets. You got Roxy Blue, Every Mother's Nightmare, and Fever Tree. So you'll hear those dates more here. Yeah! All right, everyone. Oh, not wrong ad. But hey, yeah, DeSoto Local, yeah. You get an explosion too. I thought it was David Griffin. DeSoto Local is a digital advertising network throughout DeSoto County. They have moved the outdoor billboard concept indoors to high traffic areas, connecting local businesses to their customers throughout their network of indoor digital billboards in over 30 locations.
Their indoor billboards are in popular places all over town, from restaurants to gyms and doctor's offices to auto repair. You will be seeing... What? What am I doing?
Nothing.
You muted me.
No, I didn't. That was by accident.
Take 2.
Okay. I'm so done now. He just totally fucked me up. All right.
The indoor billboards are in popular places all over town, from restaurants to gyms and doctor's offices to auto repair. You get the idea. Advertise your business with DeSoto Local. Contact Brady Faulkner today at 901-831-3212 and visit DeSotoLocal.biz for more information. I'm not going to send that clip to Brandy.
I think Paul's uncomfortable over here. He thinks we're going to come to blows.
No. All right, we got Jimmy Fulp in Area 51. Yeah. Keep
There
it
you
doing,
go.
everybody. They got, I'm just going to fly through this, Jeff.
Okay.
Friday, May 2nd, Rock House Live, Collierville, now known as the Orleans. in the Ville. I get so many different versions of this. I should do my homework better.
We all know what it is.
May 2nd, 9 p.m. start. Saturday, May 3rd, Gold Strike. Nice. 9 p.m. start there. And then Friday, May 9th, Dan McGinnis. Also a 9 p.m. start. Follow them on Facebook at Area 51 Memphis. All right, Paul, let's talk Thump Daddy and Rock the Boat. Let's go. What you got, buddy?
So, just briefly, I don't know the dates off the top of my head, but both bands are playing at the Peabody this year.
Awesome.
And I'm especially excited about two things related to that, which is they're both in May. We've often done it in July or August. Have you been to the rooftop in July or August?
Yes.
I mean, it could be.
Yes.
So that's awesome. And the other thing I'm excited about is Jimmy Fulp's going to be playing with Rock the Boat at that one because Ronnie's still recovering from his surgery. So
Gotcha. Well,
I'm
good
happy
for you,
to have
Jimmy.
him back.
Thanks for jumping in on that.
Yeah, and then otherwise, just look for dates. Rock the Boat is doing the Lakeland Amphitheater this year. It's later. Oh, and I also should mention both Rock the Boat and Thump Daddy are going to play at the Fall Fest this year,
Cool.
which is in Collierville.
Yep.
And that's the one that has Starship as the main event on that Saturday.
And
so,
Jeff and I and our significant others will be there.
yeah,
right along with
we've
y'all.
already got hotel rooms. There's
Yeah.
there's a Hampton Inn or something that's literally like next door,
Yeah.
aka walking distance.
Cool.
It's gonna be a great event.
The alcohol is going to be flowing for that one. But yeah, check out Thump Daddy and Rock the Boat on Facebook. They're both at, Thump Daddy and Rock the Boat. Easy to find.
Yep.
Just search them up and check them out. And they're really good about posting their dates on their page. All right, now time for some explosions. Bands, are you ready to take your show to the next level? Oh, we might run out of music, Jeff. David Griffin Audio brings big sound, bright lights, flames, and sparks to every event, from private parties to festivals, fairs, clubs, and even poolside and patio gigs.
No job is too big or too small. Follow on Facebook at David Griffin Audio for updates.
Yeah, book now, 901-299-1344, or email David Griffin at davidgriffinaudio@gmail.com. Bring the energy, bring the show, David Griffin Audio. All right. I knew this one was going to be a fun one today, Jeff.
Yep.
Having these knuckleheads in with us.
We weren't even drinking.
Not yet.
All right. Now, finally, to talk about our feature interview today. We do have an awesome interview for you all today. It is CJ and Kyla Williams. They are a couple that have a band called Saturday Sunset. We talk all about them, but the connection there is I got to play with Kyla Williams in the Tina Turner Tribute Experience. She's an amazing drummer, and I had the pleasure of playing several shows with her. So that's how friendship happened. That's the connection. But then I wanted to bring her in with her husband CJ to talk about their band. It's a funny story how they met. How they started working together. They do a lot of cool projects. One's called In the Living Room, where they back up artists in Kyla's sister's living room or Kyla's living room. It's almost like a podcast that they get interviewed. It's filmed, it's batched and produced and released on a schedule and seasons, sort of like what we do. They do a show called The Mashup. Do you remember that part, Jeff, where they bring in artists? Pretend, Jimmy, like you bring in, let's say Phil and Raleigh come in just with their vocals and lyrics, and then Saturday Sunset and crew create a whole mashup of music to match the vocals. Completely different than what Play Rough music was and stuff like that. And then again, that's something that they put on shows.
And that was on the fly, right? They did that. That wasn't like a pre-recorded thing.
Well, Ghost, Kyla's brother, who's the keyboard player, producer of all this, puts in the time to create.
That's right.
But then it's performed live. As a
Sorry,
band.
I've slept since that interview.
Yeah, and I have the benefit of just editing it yesterday.
Right.
So it's great. It's a great conversation. We have a lot of fun, and then any drummer out there will relate to this story. We tell a funny story about a show that I did with Kyla with the Tina show at the Wing Fest about how when your kick drum will just not stay in place. Have you been there, Jimmy?
Yes.
Yes. Her kick drum at Wing Fest just kept running from her. And it was a 90-minute set of her just in the middle of a song, pulling that kick back. Yeah, so we had fun with that. But so stay tuned for that. But before we let go, again, thanks, guys, for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Paul and Jimmy took time out of their Saturday to be here with us. And it went late and didn't go as planned.
Imagine that.
But we roll with the punches.
That's
people.
right.
Rock and roll.
That's what we do. Rock on.
But man, I hope it happens again next year. I hope I know it's so much work and easy for anyone else to say that, but if you're at Lafayette's, go say hi to Thomas.
Yeah.
He needs some love.
And tell Thomas.
Thank him for everything.
Tell Thomas you want it back next year. It's in his hands. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is. 100%.
We'll be like,
Please, Thomas, please. He's probably going to say no today.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Don't ask him today.
Give it a couple of months.
Yeah. Give it some time.
Yeah.
But all right, Big Note Music Lessons ready to play? Well, Big Note Music Lessons offers one-on-one and group guitar, bass, keys, drums, and voice lessons. Try a free lesson, everybody. Go to BigNoteMusicLessons.com and hit that submission form.
Start your radio day, your Radio Memphis day, within the morning with Rick and Monica from 9:30 to 2 p.m. Central for a wild ride of fun segments like News from the Stupid, That Guy, This Guy, Crime Time, and more. Radio Memphis, where the planet tunes in to hear what Memphis sounds like.
And to
radio-memphis.com.
My bad, Jeff. Sorry. The harp sounds just for you, my friend. That's how much I love you. And to those who donated, we love you as well. You can donate to our tip bucket by clicking our Venmo and CashApp links in the description, or search the Rhythm Section Pod on either app.
Follow us at therhythmsectionpod.com. There you will see our entire catalog of episodes and links. People like Jimmy Fulp and Paul Moreau, they've been on here before, and they're doing a nice little shindig over there right now. Check us out on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram channels.
It was a trip rehearsal night, just on the fly. I counted 11 people at Lafayette's on rehearsal night that's been on this show. It's so much fun. And I know there was more show night. It's pretty awesome. It's cool that you guys play with us as well and engage with us. We love you all so much.
Too.
All right, y'all. That was a long one, but worth it.
That's what she said.
Hey now. So, again, thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Paul. Thank you to all those musicians that we listed off for that amazing night. Hopefully we can check it out again next year. Finally, please enjoy our interview with CJ and Kyla Williams from Saturday Sunsets. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce to you CJ Williams and Kyla Williams. Everybody, it's Saturday Sunsets in the house. Yes. That was maybe second take. Anyways, welcome to the show. Man, I'm excited to have you all in here. Of course, there's a connection here.
How do you screw up CJ? It's 2 letters.
Look who you are talking to, okay?
You don't remember my name?
But clearly there's a thread here because of my honor to play with Kyla.
Yes.
Or had played with you for the Elevation Memphis at Tina Turner Tribute Band. So that's how I got to know you. And then, of course, I got to know CJ because of that, because you guys are inseparable.
Right.
I've never seen you not together.
Right.
Which is cool. And then, but you have a band yourself. It's called Saturday Sunset. So we want to talk about that for sure, and where you play and the style of music and everything. But first,
I know who Kyla is because you told me you got to get your ass out and see her play with the Tina Turner Band because she's badass, and you were right. And the night that I saw you the first time was at Lafayette's when you played with them, and I remember seeing you sit at the end of the bar. You were just over there watching, and I didn't know who you were at the time. Now I know that was her husband sitting there watching. So.
Careful, it could be Kyla and her husband. Wait, I got a name too.
It's 2 letters.
2 letters, that's right, which I forgot. But where are y'all from? Let's start there. Kyla, are you from Memphis?
Yes, I'm from Memphis.
Born and raised.
Well, sorry, let me take that back. I was born in Fort Hood, Texas.
Okay.
But I've been a Memphian for a very long time, so
good for you.
I just consider myself a Memphian.
Sure, that's awesome. How about you, CJ? You from here?
I am originally from the home of Gus's Fried Chicken, Mason, Tennessee, which is right down the road from Memphis.
I'm a fan of Gus's. Yeah. That's some good stuff.
For those of you who don't know, Gus's in Mason is the original. you have to taste that one to see what it really tastes like.
Really? Okay.
Yep. I'm from Mason, Tennessee, by way of Jackson, Tennessee. I stayed in Jackson for about 28 years, and I moved to Memphis in 2017.
2017. Yeah. Okay, so when did y'all meet?
We met in 2018.
2018.
I love how he looked at her when you asked that question.
I mean, he's smart.
I'm not going to say the wrong thing.
I probably would have put it earlier, but that's probably because I was dreaming about it, though. So.
Oh,
there it is.
2018.
so sweet.
Yeah.
I love
So
it.
sweet.
That's
We
great,
have a
man.
soundbite for every situation.
I love it.
That's great, man.
Some just work for a lot of things.
There's also the shut up Ike, which I'm sure.
Shut up, Ike.
There we go.
That's when me and Jeff need to stop talking. But okay, so when you guys meet, is it through music? Did you meet through music?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us the story behind that. Like, were you guys each in different projects and mixed in, or how'd that work?
It was a fairy tale. Really, real deal fairy tale.
Do I need to play the sound again? No.
No, just hold on. No, it was a fairy tale. Like I said, I'm from Jackson, and for those who know, the Hard Rock Cafe was originated in Jackson by Mr. Tigert.
History lessons here.
I didn't
love
know
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was originated there, and we actually met in the Hard Rock Cafe on Beale Street.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Which is unfortunately no longer there.
No longer there.
Isn't that crazy?
Man, I was bummed huge when I heard that was closing.
That's pretty crazy that a Hard Rock can't survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Memphis?
In a music city? Yeah,
Right.
man. That's heartbreaking.
It is.
So at that time, Kyla, what were you playing musically? What were you doing? What project were you in?
I was a part of a all-woman band, all-female band called Womanish.
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 Okay.
Yes. It was a showcase, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of different bands.
Memphis Music Monday, so you used
Yes.
to hold that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we were performing at the time, and we did a great job. Everything went well. Well, they were next after us. So when he was coming up the stairs to get on stage, I was coming down, and he took my hand and he helped me down off.
Oh, no.
And
Sparks
Kinda-
flew.
Yes, they did.
kind of like smiled and just, he helped me off and everything. And that's how it started.
Isn't that cool? That's so cool. Like,
That's
the
where-
universe just lines people up. And,
That's where it began.
That's where it began.
Very cool. Well, how long was it before you all started playing together?
I would give it about 3 or 4 months. 3 or 4 months, because what happened was we used to go to the open mics, and we used to cross paths, and we didn't never knew it. We never knew it. So
that happens tons in
yeah.
this community, for
and
sure.
their guitars in the band that she was in at the time, which was Black Shampoo.
What was his name?
Yeah.
Black Shampoo. That's great.
The name
Yeah.
of the band was Black Shampoo. Yeah.
Nice.
And
You're not going to drop that name and not get giggles from us knuckleheads
And
over
we
here.
played rock music.
yeah, they played rock, and their guitars had,
Their version of a hair band.
I like it.
There you go.
I like it.
There you go. Yes. That deserves a good one.
Yeah, but their guitarist, he resigned, and it didn't set well with her. So she put out a public notice, and was anybody interested as far as playing guitar. So, and I saw who it was, and I said, "Hey, I remember her. I'm gonna take her up on that."
Okay. So it wasn't like you started dating and then decided to play.
No, we actually
You saw an
started-
opportunity to go play with the
first.
one that you helped down the step.
Yeah.
I like
And
this.
then
This is cool.
on top of that, I was, like I said, I had just got here to Memphis, so I was trying to get planted with somebody, so with the band or somebody, because I had been playing with Vince Johnson and the Plantation All Stars on Beale Street, but I was still traveling back and forth from Jackson, Tennessee. So after that came to an end, and like I said, this situation came up as far as their band goes. I gave her a call, and she said, "Sure, meet us here for practice." I think it was at Slim House, first one. Meet us here for practice, and we'll see how you do. And the rest is pretty much history, man.
So, Kyla, what was it like when you saw that he was calling for the spot? Did you immediately think about that moment?
Oh, I did, because I was crushing too, but it was kind of one of them situations where I was not in a healthy relationship already.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Just like he was
Me too.
not in a good, not in the right relationship. So it was one of those things where we respected each other at the time. We didn't cross lines or anything like that. We just dealt with what we dealt with until we just couldn't take it no more. And when we couldn't take it no more, we let him go.
I like it.
Right.
That's right. Y'all got
Now
to
they're
step
buried
aside.
in the backyard in small pieces.
Not quite, but okay.
But you must have been like, oh, this is nice.
Oh, man.
I could be in a band with him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
It
when he helped you down off the stage, did you stay to see them perform, or did you leave?
I stayed for a little
Did
bit,
you?
but I didn't
Okay.
stay the whole time.
All right.
Because I had already been down there.
I was trying to throw you under the bus. It didn't work. Good answer.
But you know, some time after that, it's like we didn't really communicate. We found each other on social media, and we would randomly just check in, like, you know, hey, you know, just saying hey or something like that.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
You know,
What was the name of that band again?
Black Shampoo.
Oh,
How do you forget that?
Please do not forget that.
Black Shampoo. All right. So you joined the band.
I joined the band.
Then how does it go from there?
We got pretty active. Well, I got pretty active with them when I joined them. But the thing I love to point out about that band is when I joined them is she actually showed me how to play rock. She didn't get the guitar and say you play it like this. No, first thing she said was, "Can you turn it up
There you go.
a little bit?" And
Nice.
I'm originally I come from church. I played in church.
Sure.
I'm still playing in church, and I'm 43, so I've been playing in church now for 31 plus years.
Right.
And so when I met them and playing rock, she said, "You sound great, but you can turn it up a little bit." And I kept turning it up until it was to her favor. And of course, you know how she plays. She's strong. She's a strong player.
Yep.
So
Yeah, she is not timid behind the
not
kid.
at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Take a look at her snare drum head.
Right.
So that was the first thing that I pointed that I always point out when we talk about this. But we played places like Slice of Soul Pizza. Wherever we played the on Cleveland Street, High Tone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we played the High Tone a couple of times, and one of our best shows was they had at the old High Tone they had a show called the Black Rock Revival, and
Is that the one over by the zoo? What is now Growlers?
no, not that old High Tone, but the High Tone before they moved right up the street on Watkins.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, they had the flat building. Now they got the 2-story building.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah. So it was the Black Rock Revival. And man, when I say we killed that show,
it was awesome.
I mean, we killed it to the point that we came up before the host, which was the headliners, and nobody stayed around.
Yeah.
Everybody
There you
left. Everybody left when we left.
All original?
Not all of them. Some of them were, but some of them were covers and some were originals.
And so the covers were leaning on that rock.
Man.
Killing in the Name of.
Yes.
And Stone Temple Pilot.
There you go.
Right down my avenue now.
That's very cool.
Evanescence.
Yeah.
All that good stuff, man. Yeah.
Which must have been different, right?
Oh, yeah.
Being, let's just say it, a black band playing
Oh, yeah. Man.
that stuff must have been different, right?
Way different.
Well, I'm going to be honest. Not for me.
Okay.
Because where I started at in church, the youth group that I played in, they did all kind of like little punk rock, their own version of it. So I kind of started out in the contemporary, in that era of music anyway.
Uh-huh.
Then when I got to doing studio work, the engineer that I was working with, long life friend, shout out to Vince Leffler. Y'all probably know him. That's family.
Okay.
He helped raise me up in the music and,
Awesome.
and the studio work. Like a lot of the stuff I know is because of him. So I got to shout him out real quick.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
that's where your hard-hitting energy comes from.
yeah, I've
for
been
sure.
playing that type of music for a long time. Been listening to it for a long time.
Yeah.
Like really, when I started doing R&B and stuff like that, it was really kind of late in the game because that's how much of that music I was doing.
Okay.
Well, you really, really need to come to a Gen X show and just get up there and play so I can go sit down and hang out for a bit. Because
sure.
It sounds like you probably know most of our set.
Hey, I'll come jam with
Come
you now.
on. Come on.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Absolutely.
The rest of your band's going to be like, Jeff, we need to have a talk.
I need to do this and not even tell them what's happening.
And let's just say this. I had a show, and this was the big challenge. Someone hired me to play a show. It was how many hours was it? Was it a 3-hour show with Zach at TJ Mulligan's?
Yeah, 3 hours.
I had somebody call me and say, hey, I heard you're great. I'm like, oh, okay. We're going to do a rehearsal, just to run through so we can film. He's like, no. He sends me the list. Yeah. And it was a lot of rock stuff that I heard like just over the years, but I had never played.
Yeah.
But it was literally one of the first shows where I was like, wow, I surprised myself because I played every song like I knew them.
What band was it?
You did know
but
him.
it was Zach. Not Triple Annie. Not Triple Annie, but what was the name of that band? I played with
Zach Horath.
Yes.
Zach Horath.
Yeah, shout out to him. Yeah.
You don't remember my name? So was he singing?
Sorry, Zach.
Was he up
He
front
was
singing?
singing and playing guitar.
That might have been Triple Annie.
It was an amazing night. Like, just coming in, I was surprised. So, no, I love me some rock music.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah, I love me some of that.
So when does Saturday Sunset come to be?
Saturday Sunset came to be in the summer of 2021.
Okay.
We had
by this time, are you guys together?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Good and married.
Yeah, we're married.
Oh, so you're married by then?
Yeah, we're married by then.
So you kicked the other assholes to the side and started a life together.
Hey,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Been together for 6 years now.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we were both on the card of, if we're gonna do it, let's do it together. And if it's just me and you, it's just me and you. And that's what it's been for me and her as far as like working together, because we both got our prayers answered. We both wanted someone that we could work with along within our craft.
It's great.
Because you guys know it's not always easy to be a musician and being in a relationship.
Absolutely not.
You must have someone who understands what you do.
Sure.
And it got so bad for me before I met her that, my ex-wife had a problem with me playing at churches because there were too many women in the choir.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a problem.
You know what I mean? So, to have someone like her who understands everything, because I understand the same exact thing about her.
We have all experienced at one time or another in a band, and some band member's wife has a problem with them being in the band.
Oh, yes.
We've all experienced it. Or some band members.
I say we start a Jerry Springer segment right now.
Do that.
Jerry.
Yeah. But it's like, I can't come rehearse today because
you are not the father.
My wife wants me to be with her.
Right.
It's like, look, we got to rehearse. If we don't rehearse, we're going to suck.
We're going to suck.
Yeah, we got money to make and everything else.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
so back to Saturday Sunset. You just sit down and decide. Are the two of you just like the core, and then you fill in places with players around you when needed, or
no?
Oh, we got one more important piece.
Right.
Okay. So who's
her brother? My brother-in-law.
Okay.
Yep. Ghost on keys and key bass.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So
Key bass, you love hearing that.
Hey. I mean, when I hear key bass, I'm like, that's fine, but keyboard players often are really chopped out because of tracks. Yeah. So they're the ones that really get hurt with that. But
for sure.
We started out. We all worked at Amazon. Okay. So out on New Island Road, we all worked at Amazon, same shift, same days, and right at the end of COVID, we do date night every night, and we've done date night every once a week, every week for 6 years.
Nice.
And we were at Slice of Soul Pizza, and the owner was there. I said, man, they're allowing people to come back and play some music. You want to get some music in this place? He was like, please.
Yeah.
And so we took the initiative and we started calling people. And the first couple of calls, they didn't work out. So she was like, I can just call my brother, man. He plays keys, and he was working with a friend of his that owned his own business, so he had the time. And he came in, and man, from there we just took it on, and we went from a 3-piece to a full 7-piece, back down to a 3-piece, and now we're currently a 4-piece. It's 3-piece instrumental band with the lead singer.
Gotcha.
And we are fully set.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fully set. Man.
And let me go back to key bass for real here.
Okay.
And when done, I'm trying to word this carefully because I don't want to make it a black thing. So then I just broke the ice there. So let me just jump out with it, right? But, so it seems like you're all schooled in church from a very young age. So the organ players, the keyboard players, whatever, kick that left-hand bass all their life.
Right.
And they take you to church.
Yeah.
The bass lines are different. It's something that I could never, or any, like, it's just a different instrument,
Right.
But when hearing a great black musician kicking left-hand bass, it's a whole other world there.
Right.
It really is good. And like Darren Lee over at Elevation Memphis, Elevation Memphis rarely ever had a bass player until the Tina show. There's something about that schooling in church that just brings a sound.
Yeah.
Am I correct in saying that?
You are correct.
Am I ignorant for saying that?
No.
All right, thank you.
No, you just
You are ignorant.
I'm just trying to be honest and
but
real.
not for saying that.
No, you just taught a lot of people something, man. Because in the church, when we come up, a lot of our churches we can't afford the basses and the guitars
Totally
and all
get it.
that. So we have to be the rhythm and the bass, and the drums take care of the rest, man.
Yeah.
So that's how we come up.
And look, I have seen some fantastic drummers doing their thing in churches.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I mean,
there
gospel music in general,
Yep.
the black gospel churches, you guys it's insane. It's a whole other show.
There's
for sure.
a level of musicianship that you won't find anywhere else.
True.
I used to
agree
play
with
at
that.
church, and I guarantee you it was a far different show.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's probably what I'm accustomed to.
Oh, you mean white?
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I've always when I was younger, my grandparents' church, which was all black church.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I was still in the single digits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once I left, it's always been melting pot. It's always been white, black. That's all I know.
That's great.
Right.
That's awesome.
That's all I know.
the
Like
way-
to
that's
this
the way it
day,
should
it's
be
still
everywhere.
white, black, Hispanic.
Right.
I want it to be everybody. So that's
And I'm fresh to that, like within the last 4 years, and it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best
great.
church congregation you can be a part of, man.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Big
I'm
choir?
serious. No.
No.
To where we are now? Like,
Yeah.
no.
Oh,
Yeah.
no
We
choir.
had a praise team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you look up on that stage, it's all
It's-
kind of colors and nationalities.
And
on
that
stage.
has that in the last, I don't know, what would you guys say?
about six
decades?
6 to 10 years. Yeah.
That's what's really changed
Yeah.
in churches. The choir, it has its place. A lot of churches do 2 services,
Yeah.
and they'll have the traditional with the
Traditional.
choir, and then the next one is going to rock out and
Right,
show you how it's done.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's some of these big non-denoms that light show and fog, and it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's what we have currently.
Nice.
And you come in, man, you think you're going to a KISS concert.
There you go.
Well, and we did an interview with a guy named Brandon Marlier.
Yeah.
He runs a lighting company, and he does lights at his church, and it looks like a KISS show. It's amazing.
It looks great, though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
He's kicking off cold sparks and all kinds of stuff. But I just wanted to throw that in there as far as key bass. I pick, but I mean, it's always next level to hear a good key bass player.
And I'm gonna be honest, what we love about him too, the reason why he stepped in, we had about 3 or 4 bass players in rotation. You know what I mean?
Some great guys, too, man.
Great guys, phenomenal.
Guys.
But you just can't hold them, man. Y'all got too much going on. You're too busy. You got your hands in too many things. You know, and we had a gig that was a Soulsville gig that we had.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, festival. And the day before, the bass player couldn't make it. So it was like, dang, so what are we supposed to do? And our keyboard player, which is my brother, was just like, you know what? I'm just going to take it over. I'm just going to take it over. Like, because we can't stress about this. You know what I mean? Like, we can't, before we know it, you know, anything can happen. I know people can't control their life sometimes, but it's like, we can't have this at the same time. Either.
Sure, but we all know the struggle.
Oh yeah,
that musicians are trying to make money.
Yeah,
so
there's
that
factor too. You got one guy playing 2 things.
Yeah,
right,
exactly. And he's become a monster.
Awesome,
like you know, we get a lot of jamming time. Like we don't just meet. Like we spend time together. We get together. We might jam before we start rehearsal for 45 minutes before we even start.
Yeah,
we got to loosen up. We got to get excited. We got to get ready. You know?
Is there an original factor in Saturday Sunset?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about the originals. Now, is any of the Saturday Sunset on Spotify or anything?
Now we have the old version of what we were. The band has changed. We made a couple of changes.
Okay.
So there's some of that music that we did
Yeah.
with the older members.
It's on Apple Music and and all the streaming platforms.
Okay.
Yeah, Saturday
Okay,
Sunset.
cool.
Yeah, the 3-piece is what it's called. So we do have something circulating, but we are going to be working on new stuff. Right now, we've been pushing and doing our own shows.
Yeah.
And
Trying to
those-
get gigs and just get out there.
Yeah,
And
a lot
just-
of curating. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of curating. So we've been doing a lot of that. And we went from having one show a year, and it did so well that now we have 3.
Okay.
So we got 3 shows of our own,
Yeah.
and along with some other projects.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. But in terms of the cover band that goes out, I know you play Ernestine and Hazel's.
Oh, yeah.
Currently, your lineup. So it's 4 now. So you 2, your brother, and then who's the 4th member?
Our 4th member is Zenidria Pfeiffer, better known as Lady Z. She's a graduate of University of Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Okay.
And she's a soprano. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
That woman can sing, man.
Awesome.
She's the only person, I guarantee you. We have a run in our set. It's always our second set. It's about 6 songs, and they are all high energy, high note rock songs. And then like Journey.
Oh, yeah.
Separate Ways.
Yeah.
Then Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer.
Okay.
She sings all of this nonstop.
That obligatory key change.
You know what I'm saying?
Living on a prayer.
Yeah.
And
The modulation.
It gets up
Yes.
there, man.
And she holds it, man. I mean, because the first night that she sung with us, we were used to our old lead singer. We were used to modify the set so she can rest her voice, and then she'll come back. She'll sing. I tried that with her. She was like, "No,
Just getting warmed up.
come on."
She said, let's
She
go.
was like, "I'm made for this." And man,
awesome.
she pulled it. I mean, she pulled it from the sky, man. And I was like, "Goodness gracious!" And so, shout out to her, Zenidria Pfeiffer, Lady Z. That's our lead singer, and she will continue to be our lead singer.
It's set in stone now.
It
It's
is.
Yeah.
public domain now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kyla, do you bring vocals?
I do.
Lead vocals? I know you sing.
Oh, yeah.
I should tell everybody. Kyla is an amazing singer as well, because I've seen it. I know you've thrown in some backups with Elevation Memphis, the
Yeah.
Tina show, but
Yeah.
for your band, you throw out some leads.
Oh, yeah. I lead a few songs. Yeah.
Okay. And CJ, do you sing?
Yes, we're a self-contained band. We all sing.
All
Yeah.
you just go around the horn
We
and
all do
switch it up.
backgrounds
Yeah.
and we
Awesome.
hold each other down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So they don't like bass players, and I can't sing. I can't sing. I can't sing, Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah, you're screwed. You're not getting any work with this band.
No, that's classic, man.
I love to sing, but I do not sing and play behind the kid at the same time.
Yeah.
Because the 2 hemispheres just will not.
Yeah.
Line up.
They won't tolerate it.
Hey, don't listen. It took a while.
Oh,
It took a minute. Okay. It was rough at first, but it's
get it.
good now. But
yeah. Well, it's still rough for me. I don't know if it's ever going to work its way out.
Before we started, you mentioned the mashup.
yes.
So tell us what the mashup is.
The mashup is a show led and curated by Saturday Sunset. Now, the idea of the mashup is to bring in original artists with their songs, not their music.
Okay.
So, say for instance, we would call you in if you were singing or if you were rapping or whatever you were doing. We would call you in. We would tell you, bring your music. All right, okay, cool. And we would listen to your music, and then Ghost, who's not here, he would go and gather all the music, and he would take your music and put it on top of classic hip hop beats.
Oh.
Say like Biggie Smalls or Tupac or something like that. And your music will match that, your song will match that beat. And so we will take that beat, play it live, and you will do your music on top of that.
Oh, okay.
That's why we call it the mash.
So your brother does all the back work, gets it
Oh,
produced,
man.
and then when it's ready, the artist comes in and performs with that track. Like, is that correct?
Well, we play it live.
play it
as a
live.
band.
Oh, so you're playing it live.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. It's live the whole
this is
show.
a live performance.
Hell yeah.
From start to finish.
Yep,
And shout out to DJ Flame.
for sure.
He's a DJ who plays with us.
He
He scratches with us.
mixes live.
So even while they're rapping or singing or whatever the case may be, he'll still scratch and have the original words over the live music.
Oh, cool.
So he'll scratch and it'll be like that same original, you know. So it's real deal like mashup in every way.
And how often do you do this?
We started 2 years ago, and this is 25. So in 23, we started with one show, and we did one show last year.
Where?
The first one was at the House of Mtenzi. It's a Black History Museum. A little known fact, a lot of folks don't know, it's 2 Black History museums here in Memphis.
Okay.
There's the National Civil Rights Museum, and then there's the House of Mtenzi, which focuses more on the local Black history here in Memphis. That was the first one. The one last year was at a fairly new venue. It's called the Hip Hop Lounge. Okay. It's on Riley LaGrange, right next to Rock House Live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know the area.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The show went over so well last year that we scheduled 3 this year.
Cool.
It was an annual once a year show. So this year we have 3. We just had one last weekend, and it went well.
Yeah.
The next one's going to be in June, and the last one's going to be in October.
All different locations?
Nope, they'll all be at the Hip Hop Lounge.
Well, so that's the spot now.
That's
the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you have exact dates, send them to us.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
We'll get them to you.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely get them to you, man. Yeah.
Can I come and jam with you?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Listen,
Can you play
Another
bass
bass.
key?
It's a bass. I'm just. I'm being sneaky and like, hey, I'd like to jam with y'all. No, but that's really cool. And your brother, how long does it take for him to kind of arrange all that stuff?
It takes him a while because literally it's when we hear it, we're floored because it is literally the perfect mashup.
Yeah.
Like each song, there's not one song where I was like, that don't really fit. No, literally when they start doing their part to the song, I'm just like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, the artists are even, when they hear it, they're like,
yeah.
man, I would have never thought about that. And they don't get a chance to hear it till they come to practice.
Yeah, see, the first rehearsal is when they find out. So we love to see the reactions. The reactions are hilarious. So when we say, hey, your original is going to go with this,
right?
They're like, what the heck? This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, man.
No,
that's what it's all about. It's a new angle to the creativity.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is, man. I mean, he really does real deal research and development to get those songs to fit.
Sure.
It's just not okay, we're gonna do that. No. He'll take one song and he'll go through like 12 songs before he picks one for that particular song. So we have 4 artists that do 2.5 songs because there's a crossover song. They do 2 songs, then the crossover song is half of one song, then the next artist will come on that same beat and start their half of a song. So not only does he does research for the artists as individuals, he does research as an artist as a small duet.
Yeah,
that's wild.
To bring 2 songs that don't go together.
I am coming to see
make
this.
them go together.
A neat way to segue to the next artist.
Exactly.
So it's just seamless.
Exactly.
Straight through.
He's a shout out to Ghost. He's a maniac.
He's a genius.
Yes,
man.
he really is. Like the brains that we all put together is crazy. Like how we put things together, even down to having an amazing light guy come out, does an amazing light show for each show. Like we make it a real experience.
What's the date for your next one?
June
14th.
Okay, this will be out long before that.
Yeah.
June 14th. And name of the place again?
The Hip Hop Lounge.
Hip Hop Lounge, y'all.
5721 Raleigh LaGrange Road. And this mashup is going to be the R&B mashup.
Okay.
90s edition. So instead of rapping, this is going to be original artists singing over some original hot hits from the 90s, man, on R&B.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Matter of fact, I'm putting that on our calendar right now.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, come on out.
He's my admin. I'll say assistant. My secretary.
You say so.
Make me some coffee.
Wow.
I said, wow.
Wow. You gonna do them like that? Yep.
Man.
Yep.
That's what brothers do.
That's right. Exactly. The living room. Let's go there. And I've seen this on Facebook. You guys are jamming in a room, living room. Whose living room? What is this all about?
It's our living room.
Okay.
It's my sister's, aka the landlord. That's what you call it.
Landlord.
Yes.
Better have her money by the
Landlord.
fifth.
Better have her money by the fifth. Shout out. It's a platform where we have all types of artists. I mean, all types of
And poets.
poets, singers, like musicians that come in. Like we just had our first violinist,
Cool.
who got on the platform, and we literally back everything.
And the backup is Saturday Sunset.
Yes.
The 4, and then you just bring people in. And is it streamed live or posted later?
Posted later.
Posted later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do like a whole production day and
Very cool. What page can you find this on?
It has its own page.
The Living Room Memphis.
The Living Room Memphis.
The Living Room Memphis.
Yes, on
Very
Instagram.
cool.
On Instagram.
Oh, it's still on Facebook?
It is.
Oh, Facebook and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good deal. How often do you do that?
We do, like, we have a couple of days out of the month.
And we do about a 2 or 3 month stint because we used to do it once a month. Then we go to the next month and get to the artist. But since we had so many requests, we had to start. We are actually in our 3rd season of this.
Yeah.
And so we started. We took about 2 months, about 2 to 3 weeks out of each month, and we got all of those artists in, and then we would pretty much do the production after that. We had to get our part in because trying to schedule the artists and get us in there, that can be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I mean, you're breaking into the podcast world with this same vibe here. You bank, you film, you record, and then you edit later, and then when you guys start a new season, everything's already been filmed, and then you pop out. How often do you release?
Cassie, who's the landlord, she releases one artist a month, and the way we do it is because, is that right? One artist a month.
So it's the Living Room. Then we have the Living Room Presents. The Living Room Presents is where an artist gets to do 3 songs, and you get in closer to the artist. You get to know the artist better. You know, the Living Room is when about 4 artists come, and they do a song, and then we do a cipher. So whatever the artists do, we do the cipher, and they freestyle.
Gotcha.
And we create the music on the fly, like on the spot. We don't know what we finna play.
That's the vibe of that one. But Presents is more spotlighting on one person.
One person.
Yeah, like a feature of one artist. Yeah.
You have 1 month where each week it's about them.
Gotcha.
3 performances and an interview.
That's so cool. Yeah, you guys are podcasting.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
And live with music jamming involved. Like, that's awesome. Yeah.
And we've had, 30 artists?
So far. 30 plus artists.
I mean, not a read, like 30 different artists.
Does this live on YouTube?
It's getting there.
It needs to.
Yeah, we're getting it there. We have the material. We just finding the time and the wherewithal to get all that set up. I mean, we're working on it a little bit by a little bit, but it's getting there.
That's cool. Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a podcast, y'all. Consider yourself podcasters,
right?
Yeah,
especially if you're interviewing and just spotlighting someone in general.
Definitely interviewing. Yeah.
You know, and Radio Memphis is great because they have it set up where people can play on the show, and of course they stream live.
Right.
And everything.
Yeah.
We're slacking, Jeff. We can't fit a guitar in this room right
Man,
now.
this is great.
Yeah, this is amazing, man.
Well, that's awesome. All right. Let's shift gears to Elevation Memphis.
All right.
Shall we? Elevation Memphis, you know, LaShawn Robinson, Melanie Pierce, Darren Lee. That's the core.
Oh yeah.
Original band, been a cover band for years, no bass player. And no, sorry. But so that they're the foundation that built Elevation Memphis Tina Turner Tribute Band.
For sure.
No, I got it wrong. Tina Turner Tribute Experience.
There you go. Tina Turner.
Say it right.
Sorry, guys. I got to elevate.
Stay elevated.
Stay elevated. Hashtag. Fuck you, Jeff. So in a roundabout way, I end up in the project, and there was a previous drummer. His name is Darren Little, who still pops in and fills in when needed. But then I was told, we're trying out this new drummer. Her name is Kyla Williams. I was like, a lady on drums? This is going to be cool. I never, ever had ever played with a woman drummer.
Gotcha.
And I was like, this is cool. We'll see what she brings. Yeah, she brought it.
Yep. The next thing I know, you're going, Jeff, you got to go see this chick play.
And just fell in love with you as a person. And you, CJ, you guys, again, always together. So every rehearsal, getting to know each other, and then having the chance to share the stage with you.
Oh, man.
One-on-one here.
Great.
It was so awesome. I hope it happens again someday.
Oh, yeah.
It was really fun playing with you. You just bring a different vibe that I'm not used to.
He never says this shit about me. Ever.
Well, I mean, sorry, I got to do it again. To play with a black drummer, man.
I get it.
Come on,
I get it.
I'm just saying.
She is awesome, and
it's a different element. And I always end up going back to church and the gospel playing, but now learning more of your story. That was definitely part of your history, but all the rock stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
Too. But just in general, it's a different feel. It's a different approach. Different way you hit your snare. It just is what it is. You know, her snare with tape all over it. Yeah. She knows.
You got to do what you got to do.
She doesn't leave without that snare drum.
I do not.
No.
You know it.
I know it. I know
I'll take
it.
whatever else you got.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun.
Oh,
And,
man, too much fun.
Really enjoyed playing with you. And the drama queen.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't think we've mentioned that nickname yet.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have a shirt made up.
Do it.
Yeah. I'll wear it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Do it.
Steve Owens, you're
Come on,
hereby
with it.
commissioned
Commissioned,
to
sir.
make a drama queen.
Hey.
And then
T-shirt.
over here, bass king.
Yeah. Sure.
With a keyboard on the shirt. I'll put a keyboard on the shirt. That's what I need to do.
Hey, but I will say about this dude, man. First time I heard you play was at Neil's.
That first show.
That was that first show with
Okay.
him.
Yep.
This man has amazing tone. Man.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
It
Yes,
is.
he does.
It's deep in your ass.
Oh,
Pause.
easy.
Deep in your ass.
But I'm serious, man. His bottom tone.
I hope you will record that. That's a new sound.
I don't know what deep in your ass sounds like, but I'm glad I got there.
Hey, man, just go home and turn on your bass in your cabinet. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But no, man, your tone is amazing.
Well, thank you.
dude.
Yeah.
It's because I'm dumb enough to carry a 410-inch cab.
No.
Was that a Harkey?
No, it's a Ampeg.
Ampeg. That's it. Okay, yeah, man. That
Ampeg.
It sounds amazing.
And I have two cabs. I can go 810s, and it's thunderous. It really is.
Oh, no, man.
It's nice. 1,000 watts of thunder.
Man.
But it's a pain in the ass to move around. And certainly going double stack makes no sense in a lot of situations
Right,
here. But
Well, you made it fun.
Man,
Extremely
man.
fun.
well, my fun was because of you. For real. Like, it was a good time to be able to play something other than country music. That's an old joke there as far as how much I got tired of playing country. So it was the Tina material and then playing with you. And everyone else in the band. I'm singling out my drummer. Fuck you.
With regards to the Tina material that you mentioned, she is an artist that I never dug deep into Tina Turner, right?
Right.
Casual listener.
Yeah.
She was all over the radio.
Likewise. Same here.
Right?
Same here.
And you go to this show, and every damn song is a hit.
Right.
You don't realize that
I
until
was
you
surprised.
go.
Yeah.
Right.
And you hear all these songs, and it's like, wait, I heard that one 1,000 times on
Yeah.
the radio. I heard
Yeah.
that one 1,000.
Yeah.
And you weren't a fan. Now I can only imagine what someone who was an avid listener of Tina Turner,
Right.
they really know these
Yeah.
songs.
Right.
But when you've just casually heard these songs in passing throughout your life, and you can sit there and sing every word, that's a tribute to who she was and what she accomplished.
No,
Absolutely.
for sure.
And LaShawn's really good about putting that in the narrations.
Yep,
Really shining how special she was.
Oh, no, they got it. It's a production.
it is.
It is a production. They put a lot of work into that.
They do.
And I've enjoyed every
I bet.
bit of it.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
Melanie, in my opinion, is the closest thing on stage that actually looks like Tina, man.
Yeah, she embodies it for sure.
She is not
She
just
has it,
singing
man.
the songs.
No.
Her movements are like Tina.
All
Yeah.
of that.
The
mannerisms.
mannerisms, all that good
Yep.
stuff.
And even how she talks.
Yep. It's great.
She even got the talking voice. I'm like,
Right.
man.
It's awesome.
Yeah, she put a lot of work into that, man.
Definitely.
A
So
lot of work.
if you haven't checked them out yet, Elevation Memphis, a Tina Turner tribute experience. They're on Facebook. They play Neil's, Lafayette's, Neshoba, the City Winery.
Yeah.
You did the Nashville run, right?
Yeah, I did the Nashville.
So they did City Winery in Nashville. They had booked in St. Louis, got canceled because of the ice storm we had.
Yeah.
They're hoping to figure that out. I mean, people are reaching out to Melanie and LaShawn.
It's awesome.
Out of the woods, wanting to book or learn more about them, like agents. It's really cool, and it's nice to see their success.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking, happening quickly.
Yeah.
They've been together just a little over a year,
Right.
But yeah,
But don't mistake that for luck, because that's not what it is.
No, I'm not going there at all.
I know you're not. But it's so much hard work that goes into something like this, and a lot of casual observers will think, "Well,
we can do that.
That's easy."
Yeah.
Nah.
It's not.
No.
When you have dancers included, right? And they were on here. We had Carmen and Fanny
I
in
saw
here.
that. Shout out to Carmen and Fanny.
Yeah, they were a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the gamut of the band now. I mean, and also to go back to bands kind of collaborating, wanting to have fun with each other. LaShawn and Melanie's always trying to be inclusive to other musicians. So that's why sometimes you got Robert Allen Parker, sometimes you got Josh Haynes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got different players. You got Charmaine now that's in the mix.
Yeah.
Different bass players, me to begin with, and then Dave Smith, and then now Lance Binder.
Cool Dave.
You know, and it's just so cool because everyone's excited to get an opportunity to play in that thing because it is very different.
Yeah.
None of these players in town, I shouldn't say this because I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure a lot of the musicians in Memphis aren't used to playing Tina Turner music.
Right.
Oh, no.
It's
You're
totally
right.
different.
You're right.
The only thing
It challenges everybody to learn something completely new.
Right. The only thing that you might hear somebody else play that's Tina is Proud Mary.
Proud Mary.
Yeah.
Oh, what's love
Everybody
got to do with it?
recognizes that.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Yeah.
My favorite is the Mad Max song.
We don't need another hero.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beautifully written song, and
Yeah.
Tina just killed it.
Mine is Private Dancer, man.
Love that one too.
Jesus, I had fun playing that song.
Yeah.
and mine is GoldenEye.
I love that one too.
That's playing.
No.
That's a fun.
GoldenEye is my song.
And that's a
Yeah.
5-string song, so you get the low B and
Oh,
the
yeah.
Low B and the Jungle Boy.
So
Yeah.
up in your ass, like you said, that song goes straight up it. 'Cause it doesn't go lower.
My mother was a huge James Bond
Yeah.
watcher. She loved those movies, and I'd forgotten all about that song until I heard you guys do it.
Yeah,
And I was like, damn, I didn't know Tina did a James Bond
Man,
song.
when they sent me the set list,
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, dang,
crazy.
Tina covered this.
Yeah.
Tina covered this. Tina covered this. These are songs that I've been hearing for years, but had no clue that Tina covered them.
Yeah.
I was blown away.
So I'm going to bring up a specific story. And Jeff, you as a drummer will appreciate this. And I've mentioned this in the past episode. I forget with who. Wingfest. The kick drum kept running from you. Remember, it came up. We had Michael Babb in here. I think we were talking about drums. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyways, this poor thing here.
I was so upset.
I think what was it? A 60-minute set? It wasn't a full night, thankfully.
Right.
No,
hour and a
but
half.
it was an hour
It
and a
was
half.
90
so-
minutes.
yeah.
That's still
Probably
pretty fucking
felt like
long. Yeah.
4 hours.
Yeah.
And that kick drum kept running
Oh,
from
it's
her.
such a nightmare.
I'd look over.
I was so frustrated.
Yeah, and I was like, you still killed it. But I was like, I knew you weren't having fun. I was like, damn, this sucks for her. Because I can imagine anytime you kick it, it wants to
And
slide
even
away from
the
you.
people that would come up to try to fix it,
They're
it
not
was just
drum
like,
techs.
y'all didn't know what was going on. So
It was like 6
it's-
different guys. A new
Yeah.
guy would come up and do nothing. And do nothing.
Oh, that was
Nothing
rough.
would happen.
Hey, look, the name of the game, you got to keep going regardless.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that's
we did.
all I knew.
That's what you did.
But
Yeah.
yes, I was very frustrated.
Oh, yeah.
But it got done.
That's about as big a nightmare scenario for a drummer as there is when that kick drum starts walking away from you every time you hit it.
Yeah. It's like, this is going to be a long night.
Yeah.
To wrap things up here, let's circle back to Saturday Sunset and give that another good push here. And I forgot to ask earlier, does the band have a Facebook page?
Oh, yeah.
Website? Okay, so what's the website?
SaturdaySunset7.com.
7 the number or
Number
spelled
7,
out?
yeah.
Okay,
SaturdaySunset7.com.
SaturdaySunset7.com. Check it out. You guys play, as far as I know, and see Ernestine and Hazel's.
Slider in.
Okay.
Those are a couple of places that we play on the regular, but we play a lot of private parties and anniversary. Like we just played 10-year anniversary for Leadership Preparatory School. They just celebrated their 10-year anniversary. They are a charter school here in Memphis, and they have just been named the #1 charter school in the state of Tennessee.
Very cool.
So that was a great celebration last night. And we play a lot of birthday parties, a lot of private stuff. But if anybody calls us and the money is good and the venue is right, we'll play.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll definitely play. It doesn't really matter where it is. Exactly.
Were you going to say something, Kyla?
Yeah. I was just going to shout out that event because we back a lot of different artists.
Right.
Jazeera. Shout out to Jazeera.
Queen Jazeera,
reggae artist. But she experimented and did a lot of stuff she doesn't normally do, and she killed it.
and she had a great time. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Just getting outside of your box, right, and stretching your wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. That's awesome. Well, that was a lot of fun. I always wish we have more time.
Oh, yeah.
But thank you for joining us.
Man, thank you for
I'm so
having
glad we
us.
made this
That's great,
happen.
man.
I'm so glad to be here with the Rhythm Section podcast.
Man, yeah.
Let's go.
That's what's up. Please, so June 14th, again, the name of the place.
Hip Hop Lounge.
Hip Hop Lounge.
Let everybody know that 2 really goofy looking white guys are probably going to show up and hang out.
Oh, man, we're going to put
It's
you
a
on the
few
list.
of y'all white guys that be in there.
We'll go extra white. We'll figure it out. We'll figure that
It's
out.
the Stay Puft Marshmallow.
Short shorts with the long tube socks with the colored stripes up
There you
top.
go. There you go. Yeah, that sounds great.
Hilarious.
Well, before we say goodbye, let's wrap this thing up. And thank you for watching and listening. If you made it this far, thank you. You can follow us at therhythmsectionpod.com. There you will see our entire catalog of episodes and links to our YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram channels.
Thanks to our sponsors. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor, you can email us at therhythmsectionpod2022@gmail.com or reach out to us on Facebook.
And we also appreciate all the generous people out there that have donated to this cause. If you would like to throw some shekels in our tip bucket, you can click our
Some what?
shekels.
Shekels, man.
Okay.
Shekels. Pennies.
Pennies.
We are on Venmo and Cash App at the Rhythm Section Pod on both apps. Ladies and gentlemen, CJ, Kyla Williams,
Yes.
Saturday Sunset. Thank you so much for doing this. It's been so much fun, and I want to check out Mashup. I want to let me know when you're starting to publish more, or tag me on something from the living room. You know,
Got you.
bring it to my doorstep. I want to see it.
For sure.
All right, y'all. Take care, everyone. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks.
See ya.
All right.